Okay, so this is part two. I was interrupted and had to take a moment to fix that. So I'm going to continue with my reading, hopefully with no more interruptions. I guess I'm still feeling the whole Mercury Retrograde right now. Trying to accept it and just go with the flow. So the second card that I had chosen was the Butterfly Maiden Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings, which also kind of coincides with the the story that I was talking about, and how in Texas right now we're experiencing a lot of butterflies coming into our area. I mean, during the day, especially yesterday on Friday, or on Friday I should say, because I've uploaded it a lot longer than that, but on Friday there were so many butterflies that were flying in. It was just like it was raining butterflies. They're migrating, and I was seeing different ones. It wasn't just a particular type. It was like yellow ones and orange ones and all these really beautiful ones. And so it's very interesting that this card was picked up right next to the medicine woman and me talking about healing the earth. I feel like right now we're experiencing a very big transformation within all of us right now. You're seeing a lot more people becoming spiritually aware. They're just being informed a lot more about the inside. I mean, who they are inside. People are speaking their truth. They're becoming their truth. And I really feel like this week we're going to see a lot more transformation within ourselves. And I also feel like this is also something that's going to be happening globally. I think a lot of people are going to start speaking out about these pipelines that are being built, these environmental detriments that are going on right now, and people are starting to put their foot down on a lot of things. I've been noticing an increase on protests on certain things, and it's a good thing. I mean, these are good things because we as a collective, as a people, are putting our foot down and saying, no, we don't need to do this anymore. As you can see in the picture, this goddess is holding her hands up and putting her hands out with all these butterflies that are coming around her. She's an angel. You can see her wings, almost like a butterfly wings, actually. And she is kind of like the goddess of these butterflies, and she's letting them loose out into the world, because they have transformed, and it's just a symbol of the transformation that we are going through. So there's that. Sorry, my foot got stuck. So yeah. So the next card is Mary Magdalene, and she brings a message of unconditional love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. It's a very beautiful card. Unconditional love. Yeah, as you can see, she's very beautiful. She's got a very loving smile, very accepting smile. And this also correlates with the previous cards, in that it being that we need to find an unconditional love. We need to practice an unconditional love within ourselves, within the people that are surrounding us. We need to stop worrying about outward appearances and start believing in what's going on, and seeing the person for who they are. I consider myself to be a trans activist, even though I'm not transgender. I do believe a lot in the cause, and just that I don't like seeing gender lines, and I don't like the discrimination that is happening amongst the transgender community. I also believe that with people of anybody, I mean, any size, color, race, religions, gender, I mean, we shouldn't be thinking about these types of things. We want a better world. We need to start remembering that all of us are a part of it, not just the beautiful ones, not just who we consider to be, or who tells us that are beautiful. Those people aren't the only ones that matter. Everyone matters. A part of the really great thing that I love about twin flames is that when the twins come together, there's an amount of unconditional love that's given between each other. You'll have twins who are, one's older than the other. One probably comes from a different background, different cultural backgrounds. There's differences that bring them together, but they don't look at these things. They look deeper within themselves to fall in love and use that love. And not only that, but shed that love to everywhere else, including the earth, and to the people that surround them in their soul family. So I think that's a good thing, and I'm trying not to sneeze out. Hang on. Oh, excuse me. Glad that card was in front of me. The next card is the Aphrodite. This is kind of a confirmation for me about why I picked this deck and why it was important for me to read from this deck, because I wanted to invoke the divine goddess energy from myself and use that for my readings. This card is the Aphrodite. She's the inner goddess. This is awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. One of the great, and I'll show you the picture here. One of the great things I loved about the burlesque festival that I went to was that there were so many women just celebrating themselves. These were women of different types. You had your tiny waisted girls with their perfect breasts and their perfect butts, and then you had women who didn't have such perfect breasts and perfect butts, and they had different body shapes and body types, and some were skinny and some were not, and it's just so much. It was really great because, like I said, we were all celebrating each other and through dance. And so you had women kind of just dancing around. I mean, they were dancing around, and then they were taking off their clothes, and everybody was around there was just enjoying it and cheering each other on. It was perfect for the full moon, to be honest, because we were celebrating our inner goddesses and we were celebrating our divinity. And I think that is really important for everyone to have this week, is that we celebrate who we are, and that brings out our inner magic, our inner goddess to heal, because we're celebrating, we're happy. As you can see, this inner goddess Aphrodite, she's wearing a green dress, and she looks like she's dancing. She's got her hair in the wind. She's holding a floral lira, and when she's also got this bird that's dancing along with her. She is a free spirit, and she's dancing and celebrating her divinity. And that, like I said, is going to bring you that magic, that healing magic that you need to be brought out. So that's really great. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 3 more cards. The next card is the goddess Coventina, which is purification. It is time for cleansing, detoxification of your mind and your body and mind. So it being the last week of the Mercury Retrograde, it is definitely a great time this week for purifying yourself, for renewal. of your mind and body. Take the time to rejuvenate. So far, what we're seeing on this is you have the medicine woman who is saying that you're a channel for divine healing power. This butterfly maiden who is bringing transformation. Mary Magdalene, who's telling you, giving you a message of unconditional love. Aphrodite, who's telling you to celebrate your inner goddess. And Coventina, who is telling us we need to renew, we need to purify ourselves. Do a detox this week. There's many different herbal detoxes you can use. There's teas, there's pills, there's herbs that you can use to purify yourselves, clean out your systems, clean out your stomach, clean out your liver, clean out your kidneys. And you'll notice that there's it's a really good way to purify our bodies and minds and just get ourselves back on track. After the Mercury Retrograde, it'll definitely help us go into the following week with a very pure and detoxified mind and spirit. So if you can, I would definitely go ahead and do that. And if you don't know what you should do, message me, email me. I'll let you know. Trust me. I've used a lot, and they're really great for you. It's also a great time, I think, also as far as detoxification, is to start a new diet. Juice. Start using this time to put into effect a great diet plan for you that consists of natural and healing foods. So that's also great. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get 2 more cards. Next card is Sekhmet. Oh, I like this card. This card came out in my last reading, and it's Sekhmet, and it says to be strong. You're stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures you a happy outcome. And that fell. I think that's really important in our spiritual journey to know that we are strong vessels, and we came into this realm choosing to be into the situations that we are because we knew we were very strong and that we could overcome them. So definitely bring in that inner strength this week when going through the last week of Mercury Retrograde. And if I'll show you her card. It's a really beautiful card here too. If you can see, she's on a throne, and she's guarded by 2 golden lions, and she's got this headdress like she is. And if you can see her face right here, she does not have a care in the world. She is strong, she is confident, she is ready to rule, and that's the thing. A lot of the goddesses of the Egyptian times were very confident in themselves, and they had to be, because if you think about it, around these times they were kind of the rulers of the world, so they had to come. They could not, and they were expected to be very confident and ruling. And because you had a lot of patriarchy in the system who wanted to overthrow and just discredit women and goddesses. You have to understand, though, pharaohs worshipped goddesses. They worshipped gods, and the people of Egypt did as well. And they called upon these deities for strength. It's very important to note that I guess that's a good part to think about when it comes to your inner divine guidance, your goddess divine, your divine goddess energy is. Look at the ancestors, look at the gods and goddesses, or the goddesses that came in, and they had to be strong and they were confident. And she's wearing a purple dress and a purple veil, which signifies royalty. she's royal. Does not look like she's had to deal with any type of, harassment or weakness. She's not weak at all. And you can see that she's got the Eye of Horus on her chest as a protection for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got the last card, which is Siege, and she's bringing a message of quiet time. She is saying, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, contemplate. Use this last week to take this time to really reflect on what you've learned this Mercury retrograde. Quiet your mind, meditate, get away from everyone. Take that time for you to just reflect. And I understand, because I'm a mom too, and sometimes you have a house full of people and they don't understand that you need quiet time. Make it happen. You can be a good mom by telling people to leave you alone, because it's not going to make you a better mom if you're frazzled and you're stressed out. And as you can see in this picture, the woman, she is got a finger in front of her mouth, like hush, like quiet. And as you can see, her aura is very calm and kind of like energy wise, just like you need this quiet time. She's under the stars. Take a moment to go outside. Go look at the stars. Go look at this beautiful full moon, harvest moon that we've got out for a bit, and reflect on what you've learned so far in this Mercury retrograde. Reflect what you have learned so far this past week, this next week, and use that to your ability to answer questions, to use that time for meditation and quiet time to really just get in tune with yourself. And you're not being distracted by everything, by work, by kids, by spouses, by relationships, by friendships. This is the time for you. This is the week that you will need to just really kind of figure out inwardly what it is that you want. Overall, what I'm getting from this reading is that we're going to see some changes. Some big changes. And these changes are going to require us to really kind of look within ourselves and really delve in there. And I feel like we need to start kidding ourselves and start really, really just focusing on who we are as spiritual vessels, why we are here. We're not here to work a 9-to-5 job. We're not here, to take our kids to soccer practice, and that's it. And these things are good. These things are good. They're not bad, I'm not saying quit your job. But what I'm saying is that these aren't the only things that we have to do in this world. If you look at anybody, any time period, even the period like in the 50s where it was kind of like more suburban, a lot less issue-y, I guess. I want to say, like, if that's not even a word, but like to the time of my grandparents, that wasn't the only time that they experienced, yes, there was a great time where they had to where they had kids and went to barbecues and had parties and things like that, and that was great. But when my grandparents grew up, they grew up during the Great Depression, and I could always tell that these habits were still around because of the way they would save things. They would always save everything they had. They had saved food for weeks at a time, and canned food, and just so many different things. And then their habits for disposal was just like weird. Like they didn't want to waste anything. So it was very interesting to see that part of them, even though they raised their families in the 50s and 60s and into the 70s. They were living in a time period where everything was more of abundance and more of an opportunity. But before that, it wasn't so. So we've all were here to be here for a reason. I don't think that reason is just to live this kind of simplistic life. Like it's good to have, it's good to show, and if you were blessed in that, that's great. But I feel like there's so much more that needs to be done in this life. And I really feel like that's going to be the theme of this week, is there's going to be just transformation. We need to really quiet our minds and reflect what it is that this earth needs from us. There's a reason why all this stuff is happening. And it's not so that we can click angry on our Facebook pages or share. It's about us taking action. But right now, this week is about purifying ourselves, channeling our inner healing, finding unconditional love, celebrating our inner goddess, and using that quiet time to just reflect. That's what I'm getting this week. Something's coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know how long it's going to be before it comes, but it's coming. And this is a good time to really just ground yourself. I don't think that it's bad. I honestly don't feel like it's anything bad, but it definitely it's gonna have us questioning our beliefs for sure. So yes, thank you again for liking and subscribing to my channel and supporting me. It means a lot to me. I definitely find a lot of passion in this. I enjoy helping people and making them feel better and giving them healing. Like, it means a lot to me to do that. So your likes and your support is very gratefully, I'm super grateful from the bottom of my heart. And if you need a one-on-one reading, you have some questions, please feel free to email me. You can schedule me for a one-on-one session. My rates are pretty reasonable. And if you can't afford too much, I'll work with you, because I'm doing this more for the healing aspect. I'm honoring my ancestors. And like I said, I enjoy doing this. So if you like what you see, click like. If you want to follow my channel, click subscribe. You can follow me through my social mediums below. Schedule me for a one-on-one session. And yeah, that's it. All right. And I guess if you have a question, just email me, because we're here. We're here to support each other. We're here to love each other. We're here to give unconditional love. Okay? All right. Until next time. Namaste.